Twitter has fallen really behind Instagram, Snapchat when it comes to buzz. The only time you really hear about Twitter is the president tweeting whatever he wants, whenever he wants. And so Twitter also has a reputation for not making any money. And financial circles are like, guys, you can keep doing this, but you're not making a dime. So one of the things they're testing to change all that is a new $99 subscription service for people who fancy themselves influencers. So according to Mashable, Twitter's testing a monthly $99 subscription. The idea is you pay roughly $100 a month and Twitter will boost your overall presence on the site, ensuring your tweets appear in your followers' feeds more often and your profile surfaces more often in searches. Is this a good idea? A bad idea? Thoughts, 5 words or less.
I don't give a tweet.
Influencer, how Grace describes herself.
Oh, shit.
Awful! No!
Kick him.
No!
I don't heart this.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to click the heart on this.
It's like the death throes of Twitter,
right?
It seems like.
So yeah, for people who are curious about how Twitter is doing financially, in the last week, their stock dropped 17%. Behind their,
yay!
You know, they're up 5% on users, but that's not a huge jump. They've made $574 million, but that's down 5%.
That's huge, down.
Yeah, it's tough, and I read a book about how tumultuous it's been behind the scenes at Twitter since they invented it, and even the story of inventing it. It's just one of those things that I like. Do you use it?
I really like Twitter.
I think, yeah, in our line of work, it's very important to use it. But like, I'm curious as to like why outside of like our little bubble, it's not doing so well.
Yeah.
When you would think that like this should be doing well, like with all the applications that it has.
So it's
internationally. So
I really think that there's other text-based services that are doing better. Because they're more chat-based and communicating in like a group chat when you're going to text something. Instagram has kind of co-opted Snapchat's thing of essentially saying like both what I did and what I'm doing right now. So they have the, all the photos that you upload, but then also your story that disappears. That communicating is kind of taken care of. And I think you can also communicate your 140 character thought on Instagram, and it's a richer experience.
Yeah, because you can post a photo, and then you can also have, a lot of people more often are posting a photo and then a little caption underneath it that maybe isn't related to that direct photo. Like, here I'm enjoying a coffee. It'll be like, I can't believe the blah, 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 with the photo of them, and people have more engagement when there's a visual component to it. I like Twitter because it's just the free market exchange of ideas. And so you get to see what a lot of people are thinking. But I understand, even though Twitter feels more relevant than ever, given that the United States president uses it so often, and it's sort of his fireside chats, I guess. For some reason, I think that people want to check out of Twitter. Even though they understand its relevance right now in the current political sphere, it's a lot of noise. And I understand why people want to sort of check out from that, because you are bombarded with people's ideas all the time on every other social media platform. Sometimes people just want to take a break from it.
Yeah, to like buttress off your point, I think a lot of that noise too, and a lot of the stories that we have been getting from Twitter in the past couple of years, they're not good stories. It's like, this person tweeted this and it's terrible. He tweeted the most terrible thing, and then we talk about it. I'm sure that it influences a lot of people into like their perception of Twitter.
Yeah, for every like,
it's like this cesspool.
It's easy for me to search Twitter to get, if I'm producing a story, like it's very easy to get whatever quote I want on Twitter, and you see that a lot in like news. They'll just pull this person's response and that person's response. We have a story later about people's response to a tweet meme about Outback Steakhouse. It's just, it's easy. I did like the idea behind Twitter that it was the best ideas win. The people who are best at tweeting ideas that are funny or insightful, they make their way to the top. The idea that you can use cash to game that system really rubs me the wrong way.
I agree.
And then it's that Twitter isn't representative of what everybody's thinking and liking, but more like it's representative of who's paying Twitter.
Of who can afford for you to hear their opinion over someone else who might have a different opinion, and also is an equally researched and informed, but they just don't want to pay that $99 up front.
Yeah.
So it feels a little bit, I would hate to think that my feed is gonna be a little bit more dishonest in the way that it will have some monetary sway. Because when I follow someone, I want to see what they have to say, and I'm gonna be interested in that. I'll go check it out whether or not they're paying money. So if you have to pay money for people to be invested in your ideas, it makes me think that your ideas might be a little flimsy.
Yes, but
no,
then,
am I wrong?
Well, you're right.
Oh, yes, I'm right.
It would be like, it's not just my ideas that work. But Facebook tried this a while back. Facebook, you had your own page, then you had your fan page, and you would spend and invest a lot of time in your fan page to grow it out of people who clicked, yes, I want to be a fan of this person. And then Facebook was like, all right, now if you want more than 2% of your fans to see that, you got to pay us to get it to more people. Otherwise, that's just the way that they identified that they could make money. That's what happened.
That's stupid.
It was really frustrating. I know people who run like social media companies and they're like, oh my God, you said the rules were this and then you changed it to that. It's really difficult. But yeah, then again, though, it is a business. There are people, we were talking about some folks before this who are just really good at playing the game of social media.
Right.
And
and there's nothing wrong with that, I guess. If that's your career, I mean,
it's just not
for
transparent. If like when I see a promoted tweet, I don't read it because someone paid for it, and I think that's stupid, and I don't care about Harry's razors enough to just kind of click on that.
So then, Brett, how does a company like Twitter make money, and while still having its integrity in that it is a free marketplace of ideas where people are liking and retweeting things that they find funny that they found on their own,
get bought by Facebook,
exempt from money.
Right,
and they get bought by Facebook.
Yeah, they get bought by a bigger company.
Right,
it's just like one little wing of their whole shenanigans.
Right, who throws ads on it? Like
there are ads on Twitter.
Right, who throws more dynamic, more readable, charges more for them. But like the advertising over here, I'm fine with because ostensibly it doesn't affect people's ideas. The other answer would be like, if it was that easy an answer, they would have come up with it already.
But hey, give yourself more credit. You're a smart guy. They didn't ask you.
I really want to try this, and I feel okay that it's taken me like at least 45 seconds now to come up with an answer because it has taken them years and years, like a decade and 2 years to come up with an answer.
We'll figure it out in this episode.
You know what would be strange is if you buy that $99 thing, so you become one of those important influencers, but then you just share like dumb ideas. Would you lose followers but yet have your tweets still be promoted? Like if I were to buy into this and then just share a bunch of things like dogs suck, like dogs are stupid and babies are dumb, like just like really like blanket things that people will all disagree with.
Seems like it's trending now though.
Yeah, it's trending. Babies are dumb. Grace said it. Wow, she only has 2 followers, her dad and her brother, but it's trending. She started a Twitter storm.
I guess that's true though. Babies are stupid.
Well, I can't help it. They're babies.
They're like, I don't even understand where I should pee or poop. I'm gonna do it here.
So do you guys think like this influencer economy, it's gonna grow into something else? It's gonna stay? What's like?
It is gonna grow into something else.
What's the future of it in your eyes?
I don't know, but I think you're right in that it's gonna grow to something else, and the smart influencers that describe themselves that way will find ways to adapt and to bring most of their audience with them. But I think that it's always gonna be a young person's game too, in the sense of like, as people grow up, they're gonna be less interested when they develop their own lives, they're gonna be less interested in vlog style stuff because they're gonna have their own things going on. But when you're younger, you live vicariously through these awesome, larger than life personalities.
Right.
But the smart ones will adapt.
I don't have a problem with a lot of like the vlog style influencers. I do have a problem with the ones who are just acting like camp counselors all the time, who are like fake positive and like, I love everything, when very obviously they don't, and they're super fake, you know that like, oh my God, guys, the most amazing thing happened today. I went to my friend's house, it's not their friend, because to hang out, no, just because we were gonna cross-reference our own videos together so that we can be on each other's thing. And we made this thing, which isn't just a thing they thought was fun, it was they researched that now they need to make slime in order to get you to watch it so they can get the third type of click. The end.